Happy summer, everybody. So today we have art, and we're going to paint on this nice wooden canvas with our acrylic paints and our paint brushes that we have right here. They're nice and clean. So you should have a staff help you with the acrylic paint because they do not come off your clothes. And it's very hard to get them off tables and stuff like that. And always make sure your paintbrushes are clean and that you're wearing something like maybe an apron or some clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. And today we're gonna do a nice ocean theme. So let's begin. I'm gonna start with our blue. To do the ocean. And we're gonna do some blues. But because the ocean isn't just blue, we're gonna mix blue with green. And then a little black in there because it's dark. And acrylic paints are really good because they blend together very well. So that's why it's really nice to use the acrylics. But if you let it dry for too long, it doesn't blend as well. You can also paint on a canvas, so it's also good. Alrighty. So you never really think about how many colors are in the ocean until you're actually up front and look at it. And then you can always add texture into it by using the tip of your brush. And like kind of scraping it in there. Another way to add texture is taking a tiny little brush, using some white, and like doing the little white caps. You know, if you look at the ocean, they have those waves that are really high. Kind of looks like white tips on the ocean. So far, just in this one piece, we have used white, blue, green, black. You never would have known it. So that's our ocean so far. Now let's start on the sunset part. So we're gonna take a little bit bigger brush. We're gonna use some yellow. And then we're gonna make a semicircle on the bottom. And when you look at a sunset, it's never really just yellow. One thing about painting landscapes and stuff is you really think about what colors are in nature, because it's never just blue or yellow. It's always like orange and yellow, or green and blue, and all different kinds. So we're gonna take some orange and add some white to mix it together and make this peach kind of color. I'm gonna put it just on the outside. Kind of like ease it in. So it kind of almost looks 3D a little bit. And then, since those two are wet, we're gonna take kind of a little brush, so a little tiny brush. Use a little bit of white just to make a tiny little white in the center to emphasize the fact that the sun is lighter in the center. Not too much, but just enough to notice. Alrighty, and then we're gonna take probably the same brush because it's little, and we're gonna do some of that, a little yellow with orange, and mix it with the white again to make that peach color that's on the outside. But it's gonna kind of do some rays off. Normal suns don't have like the rays like that you make those silly little suns in the corner of your pictures. So we're gonna blend these in so they're not gonna stay like this. But the sun does give off a ray effect, so you say. All right, so we have the rays. So far, this is what it looks like. So we will take a bigger brush now, and we are gonna use the red that we have because the old saying goes, red sky at night is sailor's delight. So we're gonna just do some red. With the white so it doesn't look so dark. And then we're gonna mix that with the yellow. Some orange. Some more white. And you will definitely go through a lot of paint, especially with themes like this. Blue, not so much, but especially if you're doing a sunscape, you will. So we gotta make sure we get the corners too. And if you can't quite get the corners, or you need help with anything, always don't be afraid to ask your staff. They're there to help you. Or you can even, you know, ask a friend. There we go. So we're gonna blend all these colors in. The yellows, the reds, the oranges. And then we're gonna come down here. And this is where we're gonna do some lighter colors because it's still close to the sun. So the closer you get to the sun, the lighter the colors will be because it's still lighter down here. All right. All right, so now that we did the outside with the yellow, we are going to start working our way into blending the sun rays. So we're gonna take some yellow and just very lightly kind of go over the orange. And make sure you don't like touch the sun part that you made, so you can do that and then blend it in like that. And we will do this. And you can see we're kind of blending it in here. We will take more yellow. Blend it in. All right, and then we're gonna blend the little streak marks out with the kind of with the sky. Okay. I'm gonna make sure all of it is covered. And all right, now that that's done, we're actually going to incorporate some purple. Who would have known? So actually I'm gonna take a small brush and do some purple, and kind of in these red areas, and do some purple. Purple. Okay. Put the red with the orange. And the closer it gets to the sun, the brighter it is. So you want to do the orange close to the sun. And all right, there's our sunset.